Hi everyone, my name is Raymond Wilest. I'm a CSUS student studying to become a music teacher. Last time I was here, I was talking about the saxophone, but today I want to talk about the clarinet. Now, I started this instrument about 3 years ago when I entered college, mostly because its similarities with the saxophone. They're both woodwind instruments and they both need air and a reed to make sound. Now, the clarinet is also a melodic instrument, so anything I can sing, I can actually play. The clarinet actually has a long history of going back all the way to the 1700s. Now, it was developed from another instrument called the tremolo. Now, the clarinet is very special because it has a very nice low register, a low sound, and a very nice high sound. Now, there are many different types of clarinets. Ones that are bigger that produce way lower sounds, and ones that are very small that produce higher sounds. This clarinet is very popular among students joining beginning band. Now, it's mostly popular, I think, because of its size and accessibility. Anybody's smaller hands can fit on this instrument, and the keys aren't actually as awkward as it may seem, and how many there are shouldn't be too intimidating to people. Now, the clarinet's in many different types of groups: concert band, orchestra, marching band. Most of these groups are in public schools and travel all over the state to perform for people. And I was in marching band when I was in high school, and I've made many great memories playing with all my friends, traveling the state. Now, the clarinet is actually also in jazz band, just as a solo instrument most of the time, but many good artists have played clarinet in jazz, such as Benny Goodman. I'll demonstrate some jazz on a blues scale, and I'll improvise and see what you guys think. Now, the clarinet is definitely a fragile instrument, so you don't want to get anywhere near water. Clarinets do not like water, and the sound will totally change if you end up getting in the rain or trying to wash the instrument. I'd be very careful about buying certain instruments online, because most of the time off-brand instruments will show up first as very cheap prices. I would always look for advice from a music teacher, or just go to your local music store and ask them what they have. Definitely, this instrument fits in many different types of cases. It actually has about 5 different parts on the instrument and can fit into a small case such as this, making it very easy to carry around for anybody. Now, there is a lot of different sets of repertoire for the clarinet. Repertoire meaning different types of music. Since it goes back all the way to the 1700s, many famous composers, classical composers, have had this instrument in their mind, making tons of music for it. Mozart is one of those many known composers, and eventually the advanced repertoire becomes very vital in the collegiate stage. Now, this is a 3-octave range instrument, which means it can go from all the way to the bottom of the instrument, the low sound, all the way to, it almost has an unbelievably high range. I am only spent a couple years on this instrument, so I can't get all the notes, but with lots of practice, you can get to whatever notes are possible, which the limits are quite endless. Now, this instrument has a ton of great sources, and you can find a lot of free sheet music online. The beginning instruments are usually made out of plastic, so the water won't actually hurt the instrument on top of it, but if it gets inside the instrument, condensation, things such as that, it can actually damage the instrument. The more advanced clarinets are actually made out of wood and better materials, but student instruments are usually really solid and are able to withstand a lot of different types of temperatures and environments. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this segment. I really encourage all of you to find some way to get involved in music, whether it's singing, dancing, and just a way to express yourself. Playing an instrument is always a great time, and you can just dive into all your curiosities about it. Singing and dancing is a great way to spend your time during quarantine, and really just try to lift your spirits up a bit through music. Everyone can relate to music, and I'm sure everyone in your family has some sort of music taste. Stay safe, everyone, and I hope you guys enjoyed.